I don't know if I should even, I can't. This is, all right, so I was on my email looking around, seeing what was going on, looking to see if there's anything more about Disney or Acolyte News or what have you. And funny thing, funny thing, guys, funny thing. Deadline posted this headline that you saw in the thumbnail, basically saying that the Disney walkout appears to be a failure. Well, they didn't say that, but more media shows up than protesters. Now, I wouldn't have gone, you know, live with this, but considering that I already talked about victimhood today and did a rant about Iger and sticking his nose where it doesn't belong and fomenting, you know, mutiny against the guy that replaced him. So I thought, what the hell? I'll just go on and talk about it. Now, Cameron Pasha just heard from one of his Patreons from Disney that I just got done eating popcorn, healthy popcorn, that the walkout appears to be a failure. To be honest, guys, I didn't know what to think. I did not know what to think. I thought there's gonna be a bunch of woke bitches out there and about 3 or 4 angry LGBTQ plus bullies. Funny, they didn't show up. Now, the excuse is that, well, most of the people that were protesting work from home. Wow, so they couldn't get in their cars, drive to the Burbank studio, and stand there with placards saying, you know, Chapek is a raging homophobe. Don't move us to Florida. We're all going to die there. Then we're going to get beaten up. See, here's the deal. Even yours truly got played by Variety, Deadline, and even Matt Bellany. They honestly think that there's such an overpowering sense of we must do something that people will buy that bullshit. I was like, I'm literally, this is what happens. And the Schadenfreude for Deadline and Variety and, you know, the woke folk is awesome. This is the kind of thing I live for, okay? This is the kind of thing I live for. It's not quite Hillary Clinton being unable to address the crowd at her victory rally when it pretty much looked like Donald Trump was going to beat her, or had beaten her, which was, I literally fell on the floor giggling, laughing my ass off. I was drunk. I'm on the phone with my best friend, and we're both so drunk. I mean, because she's a DC insider. We both laughed so hard we almost were choking. You guys don't have any idea how much we hate the Clintons. You really, really don't. Okay. They are literally the worst people in the world. Okay. The reason why Hillary wants us to do something about Russia is because her money is tied up in Ukraine. Zelensky launders their money, okay? He launders Hunter Biden's money, all right? That's why, okay? That this is, it just, but this is Hollywood, and they're fucking cause celeb getting its ass kicked by normal people, by people like you and me that just want to work. You know, by people looking, not even reading the trades. This is inside the belly of the beast. And they don't care about any of this, okay? I can't even, I mean, look, in this day and age, for anyone to actually think that going to a different state would endanger their lives is bullshit, okay? It's just, look, it's hyperbole. First off, it's hyperbole. Attacking Ron DeSantis the way they've attacked him is hyperbole. and it's bigoted and it's bullshit. Okay. And it's a lie. Okay. Again, I have two sets of gay friends who left North Carolina and left New York City to get away from people like Sarah Jessica Parker and, you know, Mark Ruffalo and Cynthia Nixon and all the rest of the shit. Look, there are people in that community who are true believers. Cynthia Nixon for one. For one. And oh, by the way, they renewed that show again. And just like that, it's been renewed for a second season. Everybody's turning green. Everybody want to vomit. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why. I'm wondering what David Zaslav will think about that. But it's like I think people almost watch it to watch a car accident. It really, I mean, just from what I saw of as and just like that was such a lie about oh married people, middle-aged people, all right, with kids and different things, and of course, and basically all it is Cynthia Nixon's autobiography. That's what it is. I mean, because we got to see every shitty thing she did to her husband there in front of everybody's faces, all right, there. It's disgusting. All right. And the fact I'm really thinking that David Zaslav will go. And the reason why is because I don't know anybody who watched it. Maybe somebody did. Obviously, they renewed it. Maybe they had to renew it. Maybe that was part of the deal. I don't know. But the people that made that show are the reason why Lee and Bruno fled New York City. And they were New Yorkers to the bone. They loved it. I mean, and despite Bill de Blasio and this new, hick who's running the town, it's still a great city with a lot of fun things to do and a lot to offer. But the shit that was going down 2 years ago was too much for some people, and they were like, we're leaving and we're not coming back. And I'll tell you something, a friend of mine sells high-end real estate in New York. She was like, at the time, she's like, I have so many clients right now fleeing the city. I mean, there's apartments wide open to buy in Central Park West, for Christ's sakes. All right, seriously. I'm not kidding. I mean, it was, and they all went down to Florida, and they all hang out at Mar-a-Lago with the President of the United States, Donald Trump. There you go. But the stuff going on right now is too funny. Your walkout? I thought the entire company was going to shut down. Where is everybody? And of course, they'll have their excuses. But everybody knows it was bullshit. And Chapek is doing this. Let's find out who started this shit so we can fire them, okay? And Susan Arnold goes, yes, let's do that, okay? Because that's exactly what's going to happen, okay? This proves one thing, that even in woke California, people aren't buying this shit, all right? Obviously, that town hall yesterday, first off, it exposed a lot of these dickheads within Disney. Second of all, obviously somebody on the higher ups said something that carried a lot of gravitas, okay, and scared the shit out of these people. If you're gonna protest something, all right, and you're I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna walk out my job because blah 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 blah. Okay, fine, then do it. Why didn't you do it? These people have a commute if they're actually going into an office. They can get in their car and drive. They can take a taxi. They can take an Uber or a Lyft. It's not gonna, they have the money to do that. Guess what's going on? I know what's going on. It's bullshit. This entire fucking thing is bullshit. The PGA Awards with Kathy Kennedy sitting on top of the dunghill like the queen of manure that she is, squawking about all the shit. Didn't matter to anybody on the outside of that room. Mattered not, and I guarantee you, it mattered nothing to Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, who are like that, like probably like this, fake smiles. You know, or no, like this. You know, I mean, when you look at the look on George Lucas' face when he's up there getting pictures taken, I saw one picture of him smiling when he was speechifying in the Hollywood Reporter, but the rest is like this. How long do I have to sit here? I mean, literally. All right. So think about it. Think about it. I'm going to tell you something. If this stays the way it is, and this walkout, I mean, very few people show up, it's going to kill Bob Iger's little ideas, and it's going to kill the woke momentum. It is going to kill it because suddenly it's real. This is really where they're at. On Twitter, it's also going to show that Twitter doesn't fucking matter. Okay? That no one reads it, no one looks at it. A very minuscule population of the planet has a Twitter account anymore. And, you know, my good friend Mays left it not too long ago because it's a dumpster fire of bullshit. All right? Think about the people who use it every day. Pablo Hidalgo. Think about that. All right? He values it. Okay? He fucking values that dumpster fire because he's a narcissist. And it's an echo chamber. It's a mirror reflecting back to him his glory. How dare anybody detract the great Pablo? If he goes on Facebook, if he goes on Instagram, if he goes on Truth Social, which he won't, he will get pummeled. He will be brought back down to earth. And again, this is what's going on. Oh, dude, Deadline even reported that there were more media there. In fact, I think at the place they were all supposed to meet, nobody was there. Just the media. Just the media. And it's what? Let me look at my watch. All right, it's about what, 2:30? 1:30, 2:30, 1:30, 12:30, 11:30. Look, if they're gonna have a walkout, there would already be people out there. All right, 11:30 in the morning in California. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Get your butts out there. Now, maybe in a couple hours it'll change. You know, maybe they have to get ready, go into the office, fire in their eyes, and then slam down their computers, grab their phones, and march out and protest. Haven't they already been there for about 2 hours? Haven't people been there longer? Because sometimes smart people come early and leave late. Okay? If this stays the way it stays, and I think it's going to, it is going to collapse once and for all the shit that they've tried to pull on Chapek. Okay? Because he now has say, wow, you're so powerful. All right, who didn't want to move to Florida? Which of you brave Imagineers didn't want to move to Florida? You intrepid walkouters? Here's your pink slip. Door. Here's your forced retirement. Door. Here's your, you want to quit? Bye. Okay, see ya. Oh, this makes it a lot easier for him. If it stays like this, somebody said something to that group yesterday that scared the shit out of people. I don't know what it was, but if this stays away, I'm going to be laughing my ass off about this for a long time. Again, we're going to win this fight. We already are. Okay? We already are. I have spread the word about Buzz Lightyear. not being for kids. And people at, like I said, my parish in Stafford, father knows. Okay, he's got the information. He got it from a friend of mine. All right. The teachers at the school know. My new parish knows. Okay. That's a lot of people. Okay. My old parish has Joker voice. It sort of didn't really come out as I thought it would. Now news could change. It's still early in the day. It's one of those things where I forget that, California's like what, 4 hours behind. So it is, let me see, just a second. I gotta put this down. Yes, it's my phone. Okay, so it's almost noon in California. So maybe they'll all show up at noon. Maybe that's the timetable. But still, the fact that there was nobody there to very few protesters says a lot. Okay, the fact that they didn't come out. I mean, if you're gonna walk out, you walk out in the morning. You don't hang around. I mean, you know, when we did a protest outside the French embassy after 9/11 for like an hour, because they were basically like, France basically made, oh yeah, you're right, Joker voice. I mean, I'm just, being cautious here. We went out there for an hour, and the reason why we were there is because France basically said outwardly, publicly, that they would not support the United States in apprehending the terrorists that committed 9/11. And I mean the guys that planned it. You know, and we were pissed. And then where do you think cheese eating surrender monkey came from? And we were mad, so we got everybody together and went out and protested. And what was really funny is that we're standing there with our signs, chanting, and this old French lady walked by, and she stopped and looked at us, and she said, "Oh, merde," and she walked away. And we were laughing. We were only there for an hour. I mean, a bunch of people, conservatives protesting. I mean, this was long before the Tea Party, long before the Tea Party. So it's really funny when I think about it. I mean, it's just when I think about it, but we tried. We tried. And we did, whatever. And it actually turns out when you look at the history that the French did help fight the war on terror, but publicly they said they weren't at that time. But their DSD was quite helpful in certain instances, which is pretty funny too. It's like it's a typical government. We're not going to. Okay, we're gonna let you guys in on this. We're gonna share intelligence. Okay, and then when we apprehend somebody, we'll give them to you, and when you had, okay, and we'll help you find these guys. I mean, that's what it was basically. But it was pretty funny. But this is, if they don't show up now, if they're not there by now again, maybe the it'll change, but the fact that people inside Disney are saying it's a failure. It's a failure. This is a win. This is a win for families. This is a win for Bob Chapek. This is a win for everybody in Hollywood that wants to do good, that wants to make good stuff for people to be happy watching. Okay, make good stuff for families that they feel safe. I'm not letting me use a safe space thing. Safe enough to take their children to. Okay, I could show you a plethora of pictures of me when I was a kid, running around like a weirdo with my Breyer horses and my Star Wars figures and my Millennium Falcon and my Johnny West stuff and playing with my friends and everything. That's what childhood should be, okay? That's what it is. So why must we have this bullshit? And it's not hateful to say this. Oh yeah, Joker voice. Well, here's the deal. They were gonna protest in front of the Burbank in Burbank. It is. I mean, watch. Kathy Kennedy shows up. Like Richard Gere at the end of Pretty Woman, and perched in the sky, in the window, the sky thing, with a loudspeaker, yelling and pleading for all the LGBTQ employees who've been wronged to follow her. Dude, don't cry for me, Argentina. Don't cry for me, Star Wars fans. You know I never loved you. Yeah, yeah. So that's where it was supposed to be. That's where the freaking idiots in the media showed up. And I'm sure, there'll probably be a small crowd. And, they'll what they'll do is they'll minimize the view of it so it looks bigger than it is. And then someone walking by will get a picture and they're like 20 people standing there and 400 media guys. I'm not kidding. I'm not. I mean, this is, you know, I've seen protests happen like when the U.S. invaded Iraq. The same people who want us to now do a no-fly zone over Ukraine, which will escalate, then we will have World War III. We're out there protesting the Iraq thing. I went to a pro-troops rally. But let me tell you, that was a big goddamn rally, what they were doing. They had a lot of different people, but it was, various organizations coming together. It was, God, what was that woman's organization that was really big in on like peace protesting, and that woman whose son was a Marine was part of it. She actually tried to unseat Nancy Pelosi. God, I can't remember. I can remember what the leader looks like, and they're. Let's put it this way. Oh God, yeah, Mexican. Oh God, yeah, that would be hilarious. Let's put it this way. We were at the pro-troops rally. Yeah, Joker voice. That's exactly what I said. It'd be World War III. We're at the pro-troops rally, same place, and there were like maybe 200 people there. The speakers were up there, and a girl with like different colored hair came walking through with camera, snapping pictures of us. And I, of course, handed my sign to my friend's husband, who was holding the flag that had flown outside Dick Armey's office after 9/11. He gave it to me. And I walked over to her, put my hand over her camera lens and said, if you dare take any more pictures, I'm going to take this camera and shove it down your throat. She turned around and walked out. And that's exactly what I said. I didn't say shove it up your ass. I'll make you sit on it and twirl. I thought about it. And Tomas, my friend's husband, Tomas, was laughing his head off so hard because the look on the girl's face was like this. I was like, no, you're not going to do that. You're not coming here and disrupting. We're having fun. We're mocking you all. We're having fun. In fact, that day we're walking back across the bridge to get to our car, and this guy jogging on the other side of the road flipped us off. Now Tomas is 6'4". He's a huge Hungarian dude, and he is his dad's named Attila, for crying out loud. Turned around and gave him this look and hunched himself up like this. I never saw anybody run so fast in my life. The guy is basically flipping us off because we had the flag with us as we're coming back. It's like, Why would you do that? But this is the attitude of the people that want to stage this walkout, you know, and this is, I mean, it's hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me. And, you've got a story that when they were letting people vote and they were all in their little groups, and one thing accidentally got, like up on the screen, fired Bob Chapek from one of the groups. Everybody knows who's in that group now, and the Disney management team knows what's in that group now. You know, it's this makes Bob Iger look stupid. It's not hard for him to look stupid, but it really does. This makes the media look stupid. This makes people like Kathleen Kennedy look stupid. It literally, and I didn't think this was going to happen. I thought there was going to be like a lot of people. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. But instead we got, well, hey, Hal, how's everything at WABC? Oh, great, Ted. I mean, well done, guys. No one cares anymore. Okay? No one cares. And hey, you know what? They deserve it. You guys, they deserve it. All right? These people deserve it. They're finding out that they're really not as important as they think they are. They're finding out that they're just people just like the rest of us. And it's a reality check. Well, if there is anybody participating, and maybe the word got out that if you show up there, don't come back. Keep walking. Okay. It's really funny. Over the last few years, and we've been talking about it. It was a story that was just out there that a lot of Imagineers had retired, and this was after the first hint that Disney was thinking about moving a lot of stuff to Florida. Okay. The only thing that I don't like about Florida is the weather. I mean, if Florida was where we live, I'd be happy. If Florida was in Wyoming, I'd be happier. Okay, it's not. I mean, I'm telling you, it's fun to go and look at the beach, but when you get inland, you realize you're on the inside of a sandbar. It's literally, there's an island and the beach is real pretty. You go about half a mile in and it's swampy, buggy, humid, and gross. Okay, and like when we lived there, we bought a house. We moved, or we lived in Carlisle. Rudy went to the War College here, and he was one of the Marines in the classes, and he got assigned to SOCOM, which is at MacDill Air Base, and SOCOM is Special Operations Command. Okay, so he went down, looked for a house, called me on a Saturday night. It was 10 o'clock at night, and said, I found the house. What do you think? Sent me the pictures. I said, do it. So they put the package together that night, sent it to the other real estate agent, and that's when we made our deal. That's when we basically got the house and had everything going. So I moved there in June, and it was cloudy the day we got there, so I was really like not really realizing just how terrible that the heat is. And by that July, we were buying new poles for our cabinets because they were builders poles that the builders had put on, and they were hideous. And if you look at my house, I like mission furniture, straight lines, and a very clean look. Gray. I love this gray thing right now that we're in, and that's just me. Okay, so we found these nickel round poles at Home Depot. We were gonna go get them, and the Home Depot's parking lot's blacktop. I thought I was going to die. And I've been hot before. I mean, the desert in Arizona, the desert in Death Valley, because I've gone through there, is horribly hot, but it's not humid. This was like walking into a boiling pot and sitting in the steam above it. It was awful, okay? And that was right when I knew it, that I was not going to get along too well with Florida, okay? Very happy then to move to California, which has everything but a decent government, okay? I would have moved, we would have retired there if the government was like it is in Pennsylvania. I mean, our governor sucks. He's he's a petty tyrant, but the legislatures, both houses are Republican. We have a very strong constitution, and really the only people they can really fuck with, the Democrats, are in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh proper. Okay, that's their stronghold. The rest of this is Alabama, all right, but smarter, okay? But no, Florida, I mean, there's no reason not to want to move to Florida, all right, for if you have a job at Disney. There's no reason not to want to move to Florida if you're looking to do better at business, if you're looking for a better business climate, all right? It's not my state, but if my husband was an Imagineer at Disney, we would say, let's do it. All right. It would suck again because of the weather, but you just do it, you know? But these people, again, are bigots. They hate you. They hate me. They hate my dog. They hate my next door neighbors because they have kids. They hate the lady that lives right down little house over here because she's a devout Methodist. They hate everybody. And the reason why is because all these people I just listed don't agree with them. I mean, they'd probably hate the gay guys that live in the house two doors down. Okay? Why? Because they probably don't agree with them on everything. All right. And that's the bottom line. And that's what their problem is. Why wouldn't you want to move to a place where you could actually get more bang for your buck? It's the cost of living's better, no state income tax. It's better schools for your kids. It's just a freer environment. Tell you a story. When we lived in California, in Carlsbad, we flew to San Francisco because we wanted the Marine Club is there, and it's really, really a nice place to stay. Oh, you're right, Joker voice. Anyway, and the room was spectacular. No, one of the best restaurants I've ever eaten at. And we're walking around there, and we went down to Golden Gate Park, and just walked around the city. I'd never felt more oppression in my life. Now, when I went there the first time as a little kid, it didn't feel that way. All right, you can tell when you're a little kid there's something wrong. It didn't feel that way. I had a blast. Drove my oldest brother crazy. And, it was just a blast. And Rudy and I both noticed what a weird city it was. And it's just, I imagine, it's like tourists going to Berlin in 1938. This is weird. This isn't right. I don't like this. There's something wrong here, okay? And what's wrong, what's oppressive, are the people who think they're oppressed, all right? They're oppressing everybody else. And again, I'm gonna go back to the school board members that were recalled. That's people who are really being put down by the lefties there, saying no more, all right? You're not gonna do this. You're not taking my kid's spot that he worked so hard for to get into that high school for, this kid who's a D student, okay, who can't read. Look, Lefties, people like Kathy Kennedy, don't expect black people to read, write, or to actually have deep thoughts. And if somebody like that does show up, they make sure that they're sidelined. All right. They don't want to help people do better. They're the plantation owner's daughters. Okay? Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of you. Their idea of equality is putting people in a corner and taking care of them. Not saying, what can you offer me? What is your talent? And treating them like equals. Because in the woke, awful females, in the woke, awful's minds, these people aren't their equals. It's not even that anymore. It's getting to the point where it's so obvious now. And it's segregation. It really is. What are you going to do about it? But anyway, hopefully this will still go badly. We have to watch it. Keep watching your news. And we can sit and laugh. Okay? So this is Steph. I got to go. Signing out. I'll see you guys around the galaxy.